Hello. I can verify my mic. Did it work? Yes. Actually, it might be a little loud. Let me know if it's too loud. It's going in the yellow. That's not good. Hello. Still fighting off a sinus infection type thing, so I might be having a little bit of sniffle. Sorry about that. But every time I blow it, it comes back in about 4 seconds. So, actually, at the beginning of the stream here, somebody had brought up, they were wondering how I did the windows in Remembrance in a comment. And so I wanted to kind of, usually if I see something like that and somebody's asking a question of, I like to cover it a little bit. So I was going to show how I did some of the window bits on here, because it wasn't as straightforward as it sounds. By window bits, I mean like here. So like how, well, for one, I missed it on this, but how these were created and such, because I think some people are assuming that I'm literally shining a light through the windows and it's creating that effect, and that's not what's going on. It's more prevalent in like this, where there actually is a window. And so the question was, how did I get them in such to look so good for what they are, for like having the at all, like, because normally you're gonna have it perfectly focused, or the shadow's not gonna work right or something. So how this actually was done was kind of in a couple parts. So for one, if I remember right, the window itself is self-illuminated. So it is already glowing itself, and then I think by shining the light on, I'm just making it glow more. So that's all that is to make that glow. It's just hello, Amber. So you're just shining a bright light at it. And to get the volumetrics, I have to remember this, whether or not I have this separated by in groups or not. I think I have. Nope, I didn't put them on this. No. Well, I think I actually just had these as these groups. It's the other one that I have it really complicated. So I'm going to shut off a bunch of these. I'll start going down the list. Okay. So this is what it looks like without any lights on. Pretty bland. That's the only part that's actually lit. But even then, you never look at the ceiling. The hallways of it, I was trying to maintain a bit where it was semi-lit, but I wanted it to be like as if it was like, I guess, midday sun straight above, and in a room that wasn't well lit otherwise. So it would be where the outside could be considered bright, but the inside just has a glow to it, just a general glow. Post-hand impression, yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Science infection, they keep going back and forth, so this today's been kind of annoying, but it's been pretty good. Just been busy at work, so I haven't really had any post-con depression. We were just at tea house the other night, and I don't know, I've really had none, which is weird. So for lights, these are column lights, so these are just if I get rid of these light rays, these are just lights that I added to the columns. Actually, this shall work. These are just lights added to the columns because it wouldn't make sense having all the light coming through those windows without having that. So those are just within the visual camera range. Anything outside of that, I didn't care. So that's all that's for. The actor light, that's just for lighting actor. So this is just lighting Twilight to make it look legitimate. But I had to make sure, like, when I was lighting it, to try not to hit the ground too much because I didn't want a brighter spot, at least where the camera could see. So that's just Twilight's lights, and those are pretty standard to get that looking right. I just rim light turned out really good in this. Anyways, and then the guard lights. So these are just lights for the guards. Same thing. This one I didn't care as much about the light come in. How these cameras were done, I believe they didn't have shadows with the lights coming in, so I had to utilize this and just at the edge to get the shadow, and it ended up working, so I went with it. Anyways, so I'm just gonna go down here because I can't remember what all these were exactly myself. So this one, I believe, because I did not like how this window's shadows worked for like that distance. I decided that I didn't want to use a shadow or a shadow light in the sense that you probably think it is, because it looks like it's light just shining through the window there and causing the shadows coming through these the gradients here. That's not actually the case. The actual light itself, here, I'll turn it, is, oh, actually this one might be. I might have done it with that one, because some of these I actually have an actual texture of the shape of the window. But this one, I guess, is a is the actual. Oh wait, no, there we go. Okay, so this one is the shape of the window. It's just that the bars it goes through, I guess, are still shadowed. But yeah, so you can actually see, so it's not actually shining through the window. This light itself is an actual shape of a window. But I guess when I had the positioning, I just positioned it in just the right way to ensure that it did cross those beams. But a lot of that was to make sure like that it only went through that one window and nothing else, because I had to make sure that the details and the shadows in the shot were super fine. Because if you look at some of these other ones, this isn't going to be a good example. Yeah, so like if you look at the details for this one, it's really nice and fine. But if you look at the details for this, that's what you get. And I didn't want this in the shot. I wanted it in a. The video took a little bit. That depends on what you're talking about. The video took a while, a long while. The map took about 2 months of pretty consistent work. So a lot of these, I had to import all these textures. I had to build these ones from scratch, and then they were never used. I had to custom build these flags and put them on models, and that didn't. Then I never even really used those. These two always just copy paste, so those were easy. Designing this is the part that frustrated me the most and took forever, and I just said, screw it, I just leave it unfinished and I'll just put it with the camera to make sure I never see it. So whatever. But no, the map took a while, but it was the frustrating part. The outside is super simple. It's just some trees. I don't even care about this. Who cared? Yeah, the ceiling details were not visible in the video because originally I had more plans for shots that were coming from like this angle, but then I never used them. So the idea for it was I had the sun in the center, which is actually base texture using something else, and then these were to represent the seasons. So I did, I believe this was spring, summer, fall, and winter. So I think this one and this one were used from similar windows used in other places, but the blue one and the green one were not, and so I just had to take the similar idea and I created them from scratch by utilizing what these kind of were. So and then I just replaced them on the windows here to get that look. Anyways, so for the lighting here, so yeah, to ensure that this had a nice look to it, I had to make sure it had its own lighting. The ones in the background, I didn't care. You can even tell these aren't even up like at the same angle. I didn't even care because at this angle you're not going to notice anyway. Back to the one shot I was working on here. So yeah, this window did have its own light. So that I can make it nice, tight, focused at one window, because the shadows require, the tighter you make it by both its how how narrow of it is, so how small of an area you're covering, and how narrow in terms of its minimum and maximum it is, the better your quality shadows. In this case, the minimum maximum, like having it cover only from here to here was easy, but the covering the entire hallway was the difficult part. So then for these are also still individual lights. So it looks like I did combine the volumetric with the light that hit the ground. So even though in this shot there's technically the visibility of two of these windows, I didn't light the other one because having those volumetrics on top of each other just created a lot of mess of colors, and so it felt better to have just a single one so that it didn't get too strong. So what I did for this was I took the texture for the window, I flipped it horizontally because you're looking at it from this angle, but if I were to take the same texture and then shine it from this, I'd be on the other side of it, which means that it's the and you have it flipped. So I flipped it horizontally and then I just blurred it in Photoshop, so the actual texture is a blurred reverse texture. And then I just added it to the light and shined it through. And that was really all the complexity that was done with those. So they're not actually light shining through the window. And then it's just doing that a couple times. Oh, okay, so that one actually I did, but I think I decreased the volumetrics. Yeah, I think I was a little weaker. And then you got the other one right here. So you can actually see it shining out here a little bit, or quite a bit. They're not actually shadowed, so. And then, so then a volumetric light, it's an extra, this is an actual just shadow light that's coming through the window that is crossing all the windows, and I just had to position it in such a way to try to match. But if I have a light that's, say, like right here, and I'm shining it in, I have to be careful, because if I try to cover, like, I'm only trying to do about 3 windows at a time, but say I wanted to cover the entire building with one light. Well, if I did that, at this window, I'm going to be pointing it at the door, but by the time I get to these windows over here, I'm now I'm not even at a straight line anymore. I'm actually at an angle. And so I had to make sure that if I did this, that I only covered a couple windows. So in this case, I did 3, and then if I went to go do the hallway again, I did 3. So I was trying to do it in small little sets, so that I wasn't having that weird angle. You can kind of tell it in some shots, but normally you could barely. I think like maybe this one. No, not really. But this one will have, like I said, you can see the 2 lights. So one light here, one light here. So that was the volumetrics to fill these little gaps there, and I try to make it so that the lights would at least hit those unicorn statues in the background, because I liked how that glow came in. I removed those. Besides that, like, so there was the trees out there needed to be lit, so these are some oh, I think these are, oh yeah, these are just lights on the inside. I had that backwards. So these would be the tree lights. So just something to get some light on the trees. I don't know what that is. Oh, might not be needed. So these are just some extra lights to help. So this is just to give a little bit of an extra background glow. It didn't really do too much, but I'll go with it. And actually it might be for the outside. Yeah, outdoors. Okay. Then the inner is just a little extra light, because this, along with the column lights, make it work. If you just did the rim, it didn't feel right. Okay, so these, I was assuming that it would be really, really bright outside, and that when it hit the windows would glow slightly. So I added a volumetric light that's very, very thin. It is literally just in the window, just to cause it to glow. And when you put it in the context of everything, it actually is needed. And then there's the window rim. So these are just lights to add onto the window's edges, so you can see that one and that one over there. Oh, nope. That one and that one. So along with the bloom, actually gave it that good feel. And then the backdoor light was just to give the wall back here some kind of a feeling of glowing light coming in from the wall. No, I know that the radius will do it too, but radius is also hard to control in that normally if you have a light that's super far away, you need a really high radius, and when a light spreads out like that, using radius, its brightness goes down, so to compensate you have to increase the brightness. Well, but you only see that, here I can show an example. I try to use radius only when I don't need it too much. When I can add a little bit, but it can be annoying otherwise. So brain's fart. So let's have a pretty bright light here, just to make it so it's visible. So this is a nice bright light, and when I'm in clip editor, you can see, is it a clip editor? My brain's stopping today. You can see that this is nice and bright. We'll shine it twilight here. And when I increase the radius, in this case, I'm going to have to override it because I made it so damn bright. Put it down a little bit. So it creates a nice effect with the light. But to get that effect, for one, it is now spreading a light that normally was going right here, suddenly off in this direction. Which I know I'm putting it really high, but it's just to show the extreme of it. So you already have it going outside of the boundaries of potentially what you want to be working with. So if you're doing a light that's up close to somebody, it can start hitting things that you don't want it to hit. That, and I had to bump this intensity way up. So if I wanted this to be lit the same, I'd have to put the brightness at like this, and to get that same level of brightness. But now just when I'm working in the video, I have to work with it like this if I want to be able to see it in real time. This makes it really hard for me to see things in motion, what I want it to be. So for now, this is my preview. And so, while the final might work better, it's sometimes really hard to get it, to get a good example of it. So I just said that for a lot of this, kind of screw it with radius. I might have put it up a little bit here and there. I really like it sometimes when on the edges of people, if you have kind of a low dim light, you can put radius up a little bit to make it have a nicer edge coming around the sides for rims. But beyond that, I try to not rely on it because it just, I don't like working with this. So anyways, so if I put all those lights on together, this is remembrance. There's some light questions on lights. This is what it would look like. So when I brought up that the window was glowing, now with all the other light coming in through here, now it actually looks like it's nice and glowing in the window. This back wall looks like it's actually lit correctly for what's coming through. So it was the guards, even actually the guards I originally had behind these poles, but it was the equivalent of having the guards like this for the video, and this just didn't look right at all to have them like super dark. So I instead moved them between the poles to be in the light because they actually look pretty cool like this, and they stood out a lot more. So so yeah, that's kind of the idea on these shots, and these are all the same all the way through. How I did the lighting. This one was kind of interesting because I just added extra lights shining right into the shot. There's no actual, I don't even know why this goes all the way back. Oh, because you can actually see it all the way back to this point. There's still a couple that didn't need actually be on, but still. So So to get the light to glow correctly down this hallway, even though technically for how the other parts of this shot were, this is not realistic lighting for that hallway. It felt good because you're going into a darker area, so it's like when you're walking in. If you've been inside in a dark room basement, because we're all bronies, and you walk out for the first time that day into the sunlight, you're going to be blinded by everything because it's super, super bright. But if you come in from somewhere that was super, super bright for a few hours and you go into the dark, it's going to look extra dark, advanced darkness. So I'm kind of going with that concept too. A lot of video games now have been doing it too. If you do that, if you're looking out like a tunnel from the dark, it's just pure white because you can't make out anything. So it's the same thing. You're sitting in the dark in this shot, so I wanted to make the areas that were lit be extra lit and extra bright. And then here again, you can see the volumetrics in the windows that I put down to have that glow effect. When I was working on this, what I started doing was I just looked at it and said, what part of this just doesn't feel right for lighting? And so like when I was looking at these windows, I'm like, there's going to be bright things out there, but even that doesn't make sense. So I just started putzing and poking, and I eventually was like, well, the volumetric light just feels right. So I went with what felt right. Just go with your gut. Getting the shadows to work on them was hard because I had to find a light that would nice and stretch. I think this one actually did have some radius. Yeah, this one has a lot of radius. This one coming down because the radius artificially makes the light seem larger. It'll make it so that shadows that are closer to an object are sharper, and as they get further away, they get blurrier, which makes sense. If you're really, really close to an object, or if the light source is really close to an object, it's going to have sharper shadows. So like if you're holding a flashlight to a hand, it's going to be pretty, or no, I had that backwards. So it's when the object is closer to the surface. So if you put your hand closer to the wall, it's going to be a nice sharp shadow. But as you get further from that surface, so this is getting further from the surface, it's going to be the light can bend or get more around that surface. It's going to be more faded. So that's kind of why I wanted to do this. I don't think of anything else weird for lighting in this. There was a lot of like here, this one, because of how the shot was, I have like special lights shine just at her eyes. Yeah, so there's, I don't know why Celestia has lights in here for her eyes, but so the why did that change anything? In the right shot. Oh, it wasn't in the right shot, I guess. Whatever. Okay, so I have one light that's, I think it doesn't even really do anything. It's a little bit, just because a little bit of an extra yellow. But otherwise, I have a light shine directly at her eyes to give it that glow, because this just didn't feel right. When she looks up, it just didn't feel right with all how the lighting was. But this just gave her a glow in her eyes that just, I don't know, there's just something that was, I like, that was perfect about it. So, this one actually has the light. Oh yeah, I forgot it. I didn't care about that eye. Did I actually make that purposely wide? I probably did it during stream and I don't remember it. Oh. Yeah, I did. She's like Two-Face. But yeah, so I actually have the light coming through this, and you can actually see the light getting thicker. And help lead it to this shot. For this one, and I think this is actually going to be better using this shot. So there's a it is similar to how the other windows were done, is how these ones are done. So there's volumetric coming in, but I separated the volumetrics from the lights that hit the floor, if I remember right. Because I'm gonna double check that though. This one I'm pretty sure I actually have. Yeah, I have windows as their own thing because these were so many lights. Okay, so for this one, I'll go through everything on this because this is an interesting one to cover. It might take a little bit, but I think it's worth it. Is that all I have for lights? And then rarity. Okay. So this is how it looks without. Where's the windows? I hit the button. It's just being weird. Oh, it's part of this group. It's showing. Something's being weird on here. Actually, it was just... Okay, this might actually be a better one to go with. Is this the camera coming up from behind? No, this is actually the shot I wanted to work with. Because this one has all the windows. Okay. There we go. So this is what it looks like without any lighting. So when people have said before, this is remembrance. There's a question on it on a previous comment, so I was kind of covering on a stream because then I can link people to it if they ask. So to get this to work, this is how it looks without any lighting. The windows are just set to glow on their own. That created a much better effect with it. There's no actual lighting back here, they're just empty. And actually the map ends right here. There's actually nothing technically beyond that. And these are actually models. That are loaded in because they have the bones for breaking. So the map couldn't have them built in. So, I will put in some of this here first. So, I call this an outside light, but mainly what these were used for was just creating a little bit of a glow for these. So these are shadowed so that I can create some kind of shadow on the floor. I didn't need to be much, mainly for this outside or inside room here. So this one's just coming from that way. This one's coming from this way. And then this one's just coming from straight in the back, kind of like an ambient filler. So it gave me this. So I still had some kind of idea of shadows coming in, even if they weren't that well defined. But it at least created a nice little dark area underneath here because I didn't want that to be bright. And if anywhere on here, this is the area that would probably be darker. And then I needed to make sure. Oh, this pissed me off. I could never get this to fix. I don't know what it was doing, but it made a hole in this wall. Thankfully, the lighting kind of. Oh no, not the lighting fixed it. It was a. In shots where it was visible, I have a block of the same texture sitting behind it to hide it. It's kind of annoying. There's also another area over here like that. I just could not fix it no matter what I did. It looks so easy to fix, but Hammer is just retarded. So, anyways, so to get these to actually look like they're glowing, other than just the textures themselves, I had to put a lot of extra lights. So like, let me get rid of the light rays. Okay, so this one was called Pinky Glass Rim. So this was literally what it was I took the same textured light from Pink, like that I was using for the volumetrics to shine on the ground, so that the lighting wasn't exactly the same color, so you can see it kind of breaks up a little bit, and it just shined at these edges. So I kind of tried to match it up, so if the areas of pink and blue kind of matched up, but it's not perfect. I didn't care though. Mainly around like the head there, it was needed. This was another light that just gave it an overall glow to fill in the gaps, so that it looked like it was glowing into the wall. And I didn't care about doing that rim light on all sides, because like in this case the camera only saw this side, so why place two? So I did that with all these to give that rim light. So you can see Rarity's got hers, Fluttershy had hers, and I think that was it. Yeah, because Rainbows wasn't really visible and she was too bright to see, and I thought that Applejack was fine. Yeah, and that she wasn't needed because that glow kind of gave that effect anyway. I might have forgot it too. I don't know. That could have happened easily. No kill Chan. So, I'm gonna cover the volumetrics last because they're large and annoying. So the glass light is just to kind of give that glow to the outside of them, so that the windows themselves look like they were glowing on the outsides, like spreading the light. And then the combined light was just a light to go and fill in the gaps between them. I didn't want to be perfectly dark in between, that made no sense. But the central part would be where more light would be hitting. So that's a combined light. And then in this shot, the only lights or windows that would potentially having light come in were the middle three, so they were the only three I had. I originally built all the lighting for all of them, and then when I went through and I was doing the shots, I removed certain lights or changed the lights depending on, like, a shot might be too bright or something to have it from that angle, so I dimmed it down or moved it. So then you put in the volumetrics, and you get this. It looks like this. So it looks like the volumetrics was combined with the photo ones. I think it just depends on the shot. And again, these lights were blurred and reversed, so that you can see the tail goes down here and then comes out from that side. That's just for the windows. And then I never really renamed this, but the test rim lights were the for the ponies. So test underlight was just to create like a bounce light, like a light that would come up from underneath. Without that, and I'll show you what it looks like without it, just doesn't feel right. And then it just comes down to putting a bright light on all the edges. So like Rainbow's right and her left, Pinky's right and her left, Rarity's right and her left. And I was trying to also make it hit a little bit of the bases here. Applejack having her rim on her right and then left. And then Fluttershy on her right and then left. Then there's a couple ones about ambient. I just wanted to make sure that it had a fulfilling light, because this is a bright area. You're not just going to be lit from one side and only one side. And then for the underlight, that was what that gave. I also make them feel like kind of intimidating, I guess. So that would, and then combine this with the everything lights, you get that. The camera at the beginning of the shot goes super white, and that was just me playing with the tone map scale. You can see the tone map scale here starts bright and then it dims down really quick to give that cool effect. Man, it's mainly because I wanted to get the camera to move faster, and the audio did it for me. That boom. Oh, I need lighting on. Besides that, it looks like I might have had some extra lights that were not in the main group here. So, oh, yeah, just the pedestal lights. So these lights were added as a little bit of extra rim to come around this pedestals, because otherwise it still didn't feel right. But I think these lights, there was enough on these already coming from their sides that I just didn't bother, but these ones needed it. And then actor lights, this is just Twilight's lights whenever light comes up. So that's all these are. Make a nice balance. And then voila, you got lights. Some of these parts are tough because, and that was the other reason that I wanted the map darker, is because at this point you can actually see like all the lighting, all the maps, or all the lights coming in through the windows and everything through this part start dimming until they're essentially gone, because I wanted it to be nice and dark when her magic exploded and I guess shot the sun out of the sky. And everything's just purple. This shot sucked to do because there's no way to do fades in SFM. So I had to build this, like, the lighting twice. So here I have it set for, it's telling me at where I need the renders for. So I'm not sure if these are still set up the exact same or not, but if you set this to total frames, I would go to this and I could say that it starts at the beginning of the shot, so S000, and then it ends at 5640. So saying that when I went to go render this, I think I had moved this. Oh no I didn't, but I would have to render this to at least 5640. And then this would be to render at 5590, so here and on. This I know wasn't exactly, I think this had been moved because I did some other renders in here. But that was originally how it was, so I made sure that when I went and did this, if I was running on low on time, I didn't have to redo this whole shot, because all I needed was, well, actually that timing is right. So here it's just saying, okay, so starting at 5590, this is going to start fading to this shot right here to 5640 here. So between that time, I need to make sure that looks good. But before 5590 right here, this shot, I don't care what this shot looks like, because I know it's not my scope. So but I had to do the lighting twice, because the lighting for up here worked for this shot, but when I move the camera backwards, suddenly you have a large shot that has this volumetrics that isn't working, and all these like pillars that are just in dark. So I have a whole different set of lights that I swapped to, and that's what those are. So these added the extra rim lights to the pillars here, added it to the stairs, and a bunch more going further back. All the other lights that are in here are okay, and I consider to be something I could keep going, or not touch, but anything that I needed specifically for the difference of shots, I split in those two. So when I needed to do my render, I could just go and drag this camera on, swap the lights to 2, and I could just render and I was done. And those, like, I'm pretty sure I just have a super bright volumetric coming through that window. Yeah, I think that's that one. Nope. Well, that is an extra one. Okay. Oh, because I needed another one. That's why. I needed it to be brighter, but I couldn't just up the same light because of the crossover. So if I removed all of that sun through the windows, that's what it looked like. And it looks stupid. I think I have like a sky dome there. Yeah, you guys should see it pop up over here. Just to kind of create a break in there, so it's not just even amount, so a sun coming through. But like a lot of people said, this actually, if you think about it, this video doesn't make any sense. Where at this part, the sun's coming through this direction, but at this point, the sun's coming through this direction. Makes no sense. I knew that when I was making it, but I just felt that nobody was going to probably really notice or care enough. Originally, I had the plans to have the light come through the sides here, but I felt it coming down through the windows was much better looking. And after this, it's just pretty standard stuff. I never actually... I did look out the window, I think, like a couple times, but at those points, I just have that one back up there. It's right up against the window, too. Like, couple feet in, but didn't care. I can't remember if I animated it or not. A lot of what made this video's lighting good is the just use of light rays. These things, without the light rays, this is what this looked like. Volumetrics only do so much. These light rays create a bunch of variance and make them look way better. It's just trying to position this so that they don't clip through it, because then it kind of looks shitty. It's more light shining into the eyes. Yep, so a lot of these extra shots at the end were these, like, I had to re-render this shot for some reason. Oh, I think this one had a fade. Yeah, this one had a fade. Because when she came in through the door here, this is another one. I actually put a reminder to myself, so this is saying that the fade starts at, or this one starts at 2474, or the beginning of the shot, goes till 2735, so like right here, and then this one would start at 2700 and go on at the end. So I was just saying, remember the lights to remember to swap so that I had the correct lighting. But because of that, and I didn't want to wait on renders, I copied this shot, put it at the end, and with the different camera settings, and just let the render play through. Same thing with this shot, and all the... Oh, that's the credits there, but there was also the ghost shot. I have an actual save, I believe, called... like ghosts or something. Maybe not. I thought I had one for like ghost save or something, where all I did was save it as a separate save file so that I could easily render it out. Anyways, that's... Unless somebody else had a question regarding some of the lighting or some of the stuff on this, this is the most I could really cover in terms of the lighting. I know for like here, to get like the flags themselves have their own lights. Every one of them was lit individually. So like this one up close, if I can find it. Yeah. So this flag, to get it to light right, had its main light, so one that just kind of gave it a overall lighting, and then a much brighter light that was aimed just at the edge to give it that glow. So when people have asked, I want this map because it's pretty, it takes a lot of work to make it look pretty. Celestia on her main. Yeah, I can't really think of much else here. It's glowy. Yeah, at that point it's pretty standard. Anyways. Back to normal productive things. Actually, it's not gonna. I originally loaded Diminished Mirrors 1, then opened this before the stream and it crashed immediately, so it's just gonna do it again. I'm waiting for my screen to update. There it goes. Okay. So I have to start potentially working on something short again. Add my doors short. Because I think... yeah, I actually released a video. It was just over a month ago. Because it was the end of... Was it in April? No, I think it was in March. It was like the last days of March. So we'll need to start working on something soon. I'm kind of thinking of making a really, really stupid deja vu meme short, because that's like my favorite meme. So we were working on this before, but I'm unsure if I want to continue working on this one for now, because I'm thinking some of the other ideas for it are going to require things I don't have, and so I'd just be poking at it while it's missing a lot. So I think I might hold off for now. Yeah. And I think I might even start a separate save file. And it's not sacrificing her, she's doing a soul splitting in Fallout. I guess she's got a lot of cool stuff. We got explosions, I got Rainbow with her orbs, an Applejack walking through her factory, that, yeah. A lot of these are not done yet, but I wanted to get them mostly done. Burn the heretic. I haven't even considered this done yet. That one's still being worked on. So I'm actually opening up a new file for this because it's not going to be able to survive in this. Am I doing this in 24? No, I'm not sure. There we go, 24, yep. I need to make sure it actually sets the map. Yeah, it was rarity. Like a starlight. Okay, so what I need is I was gonna build a library type setup room because I needed a pony sitting at a desk. There's no exact reference to it, and the nice thing about it is there's so many offices that they have that I could use it for just about anybody. Well, kind of. And a library thing would probably be Rarity or Twilight, because Rainbow doesn't do books. At the time this was written, I don't think she was into that thing in the story yet. Fluttershy would have a lot of animals, which I can put into some other point, but I wanted to have a desk shot, like somebody, like they're doing menial work, boring on a table and looking bored. Or not bored, I guess, but like, I guess that's the best word I can think of for it. Originally, my idea for it was to have Rarity. It just felt right for the character. I don't know if she'll have her hat on for this, but it's fine. Alright, now we'll just put her in the corner because we don't care about her right now. I need books. Nope, we have to sacrifice the book or the Rarity now. You asked me to, so. Rar's gonna, I don't know, do things. I'm not sure yet. I'm not gonna fill the books myself. I'm looking for the bookcases from TF2. Cliche, but I'm okay with cliche if it makes things easy. This isn't regular math. This is advanced math. Oops. Bring back my books. What we got here? Big yellow book of useful scientific words in Fra. Big book for scientists. Personal diary. Yep, I just put that on the bookshelf. Some generic text to describe this book. It's too hard to read. Nice. Found my bookshelf. Oh. I should just search book. Yeah, because it's probably bookcase. There we go. I'm gonna have to do a 50mm camera with this, at least at the beginning. That was gonna be a low shot. 50 is what the human mind, or the approximation of what the human mind would see in terms of camera lingo, and so that's what I want to go for here. Books cases. It was easier if I set all the rotation to 0 in this because I want it to be perfectly movable along a flat plane, or if it was turned like this, it would be movable like this. So I want to have it nice and easy to adjust how I need. I'm going to load up all the bookcases so I have all of them. Number them like that because then I can make sure that they stay separated. I'm not going to use the empty bookshelf. Might overdo the book a little bit. No, I'm gonna leave it. We need a desk. I need a standard, like, large mahogany type desk. That could definitely work. I think it's a little too deep for what I was looking for, but I should be able to at least play with it to make it work. Okay, now I need a rarity. Oh, I won't let me do it through the other window. Damn. I need to figure out her size. Oh, actually, that desk might work perfect. I thought this was bigger than that. Doing 50. It's about right here that I was wanting to go for. I don't think it was in Mega Pack. I can't remember where my floor is. I want my floor. What's the new one? There it is. It's an office, so I would assume that she would have some kind of books, but I can very easily swap it to Twilight if I feel that it doesn't work out. It's just that in terms of somebody that was going to give a feeling of I don't know, a nostalgic, like I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, I guess like a nostalgic, looking back, sad feeling. Rarity is probably the best character for that, and that's kind of what I was going for with this shot. Twilight had it, but not so much. She was very focused on like the going forward bit, a little bit more than a lot of them. Okay, yeah, sure. I can try to. For sure. For some reason, I only really think to message you and stuff when Dave's around, but that feels like a stupid reason. So, yeah, definitely. I wonder if I should shrink the bookcases down a little bit. Because I guess in my head I did picture them smaller, so I will do that. Well, no, that's just the mindset. It's like, Dave's here, so then get to hang out. But it's, I don't know why. Go to the meetups, then I can have it in your mind that you're actually around here. Huh? Maybe that big. Okay, I'll hold you to that. If you like board games, we have the board game me too. But really, most of us just go there because they have really good food. No, the board games are fun. These are next to each other. Why is that off a little bit? Those are fine. Why are you off? Oh, I know why. Because I just turn those manually. You can never go now. Giz is here. He's here forever. This is a little lower. It's the best meetup in the world. Okay, that overlap's a little weird. Can I get it to overlap to where I don't notice that? Kind of, but then I got like floating books. Books in other books. Bookception. I might just not care. I like flat horse. We're just gonna ask that. Probably want to be a super strong aperture shot, but I want to at least get. If I blur the books, then it's good. No worries there. Originally, I was gonna put the extra bookshelf up there for a reason, but I might actually do this a little different. Yeah, I can't actually do that unless I push it a ways back, like there. That could actually work though. Yeah, she's in Minnesota too. Actually, there's at least 3 people in Minnesota in here right now. And the way I see it, because of how Facebook is and everything, posting information like that in a chat's like the least of your worries. Alright, so the reason I wanted to do that is because I wanted to potentially like put like a lamp or something coming out of the corner there, or pictures on the wall, because being this is Rarity, I would think that she would have pictures at least up in places. Joe's watching too. Well, he's being quiet, so definitely Joe watching. Here, I will make things better for Joe. What is the name of the... I can't remember. I swear I have a bat pony. Do I not have a bat pony? What's the reference files? Yeah, 'cause I thought I had Midnight Blossom. Actually, that might be what I need to search for. Nope. Yep, crashing. There we go. Maybe do that, Joe. But yeah, if you're in Minnesota, there's a very large meetup group that meets once every month. Been for that way for years. Actually, as of right now, I think we have like 2 or 3 new people that are going to come to the meetup too. We met at Winnie City, which would be pretty cool. Hello, Diamond. Guess this is right where I left it. Well, I guess no bad pony because it's broke. We can try to find one here. You're just like a standard bat pony. I want bat versions of everything, but I guess it's probably gonna be this. Just doesn't look like this is, yeah. I think it's just the raw files for it. But it's not the same, it's not like some guard pony. I swear I had a bat guard pony though. Friggin' nightmare night guard? I'm not sure. Alright, the wall over there. I have a wall. No. Tends to be the wall I use when I need just a wall. That might be a little bit too... Ooh, you know what? I have that other floor model. This concrete. This might work. It's a little reflective though, but I can remove that. This probably has no bump map. Yeah, there's no bump map to that. Nope. Maybe not. Because I don't want to just use this texture gun. This one actually has a bump map on it. I think I'm going to use that white one and just lower its brightness. Oh no, it's open to everybody. There's no restrictions. The Facebook group is invite or is you have to be accepted, but it's mainly because to prevent trolling, so we don't have like a whole bunch of non-brodies trying to get in and then do stupid stuff, which has happened before. So if you try to get into that, they'll have to accept you, but they usually they have to double check that you have pony in your profile. It's not my rules. But because of that, if you don't, because you're a closet brony, which has happened before, you can still get added if you just manually talk to people. But if you want, either Amber can send you the info or I can get it to you afterwards here. But it's second Saturday of the month, starting at 11, or the group starts gathering at 11 o'clock, and at outside of Legoland. It's hard to miss them. There's usually like 30 people that are all wearing pony stuff, but most don't show up until closer to noon. Yeah, I'm out, America. But yeah, the more the merrier, because the meetups only survive for as long as people are there. So the more people that go, the longer, the more fun it is, and the longer it'll go. So it was usually like an all-day thing. Well, people start gathering at 11. We're usually there till almost 8. Well, it didn't say the bookcase is going down. I'll put it down that far. Go till there. It's most of it hidden. Might need to angle it a little bit because this is clipping right here. If you get into the Facebook group, at least there's actually the events that we posted with times and everything. Because there's also in the first Saturday of the month is a board game meetup at Fantasy Flight Games in Roseville. And that's been going for like 2 years now too. I kind of want to put a... Oh. I kind of want to put a window behind her. But if I do, how do I do it? I mean, I could just get rid of like that and that. And that. And then I could definitely fit it. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Though this one I wanted to be at night, so it's gonna be a pretty easy window shot. Yeah, if you do have any issues though too, my Twitter is open for public DM, and so if you get there and you're having issues finding people or something, just send me a DM if you have Twitter. Let's just go. It's like it's snowy. This will be one of the main ones I use for this. It's open, All that. What's it called? Windows 007. Nice and detailed name there. Because I need one that's open. A lot of these are closed because it's easier than showing the outside. Actually could work. Like that other bookcase up there. Let's see if the wood's a separate texture. Okay. This is probably that one. The vials sound like glass. Okay, yep. That's the case. What game is this in? User mod. That actually makes this pretty easy. Double check though. Yes. Actually, this is carrying over the bump map too. I don't know if I like wood though. Yeah, now that I think about it, because I'm doing wood and wood, and that doesn't seem like rarity. If that's the case, I believe this model right here. Also use mod. Good, 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 good. Can't use overrides of textures to another texture unless it's in the same game. If it is, super easy. Okay. And then let's see if I can guess this. Nope. Damn. M? I really... Oh my god, I was stupid. Okay. So I should have been able to guess that, but apparently I had a retard moment. It should have worked. Apparently not. Nice derpy on there. Okay, never mind. So why is that? Actually, that's actually a pretty good plush here of my OC. Surya got me. It's even got the cutie marks. Butts. I usually just have them sitting on a shelf because it's like I don't want to break it, but it's freaking awesome. So, anyways, tails. This once. Just realized that all the rainbow dashes up there are just staring at me. Okay, so it's still not working. Should. I'm thinking actually, you know what? Maybe it's something to do with this. Nope. That's not interfering with it. Sometimes the bump map thing causes issues. I am going to just reset it. still doing it? Why you be stupid? Okay, it's the bump map that broke it because I didn't actually do an override on that. Alright, that other one. But its texture is overridden because it does that. Did I type the name in wrong? I typed it in right. It's just being a stupid. There may be something with it. It's just not liking. Texture is super zoomed out. Yeah. So I don't like working with pre-made ones like that. And there is a way to scale it, but I don't know if I want to putz with that. If I have one of these open with the scaling, sure, but I'm not thinking I do. No. Poop. We will go to the backup then. Get rid of that. Actually, I want to check with this background wall. Still seems a bit bright. I wonder how the derpy texture would be on it. Couple things I want to do to this. So oh no, not that. Not that either. This I want to reduce the bump on that. It seems a little strong. That's a bit better. There, that's better. Yeah, I'm liking the derpy version more. Wait, did you order more Upsy Horse?
Follow the path to where no one's ever been. Don't turn around until you reach the end. Across the sea and beyond the distant lands, the world awaits, so don't make any plans. There you go. There you go. When every step takes you 1,000 miles away, you'll find.
You should get rid of plush horses. I can help you out with that too. I will take one for the team. There's a reason, no, I don't make plushies. No, but if people are willing to just give them to people, they will take them. No, the meetup's called PlushieCon for a reason. So bring your plushies, as long as you're able to carry them, anyway. Yay, give me plush. I don't have enough. No. I mean, it's not like... Well, let's see here. I got a little rainbow sitting right here. I got Fatty sitting up there. She had a little too much to eat. She ate all the plums. I got Doggy. I got a 40Es up there. I got more over there. And then there's more on the wall over there. Well, I got Spitfire over here, right there. I got a couple.
This is just a goodbye.
Well, the reason, actually, the 40Es are set up actually how I have Remembrance, the positioning, and then I just have Twilight on the end. So that's why Applejack's on the end. I actually took a picture. Oh yeah. Well, the Overwatch thing is actually, yeah, it's actually a light. So. No, I like the teal. There we go. So. And I have more plushes in like the. I have a couple in the closet actually. Oh, and I got Dolphin and Derpy and Shark over there, and then this one. Oh, there's three more plushes underneath over there. I never use too many plushies. Oh yeah, I have another Derpy in the other room too. Yeah, there's other plushes in the other room too. I don't know what kind of lamp would go in the corner there. That might work. Just wall underscore lamp. And he gets rid of the plushes so that he has the ability to buy more. Ooh, that might actually work perfect. But Jay doesn't have anywhere to put him. That's his issue. shadow going downwards? I don't technically wouldn't even have a shadow. I was surprised he didn't buy a second bed just to fill his plushes. Actually, I wonder if the min thing will work on this one too. My main issue with it is trying to make it so the shadow's going down because the block would be blocking the light from the bottom side, but still make it light upwards, which is without having a line. I think that's about the best I'm going to do on that part of it. But then the part right by the light's going to light brighter. This might be this width instead. I think before I do any of that, I'm going to work on lighting the lamp itself. It's, oh, hello. It's working on my Fallout one still. It's just a scene build I'm working on right now. Oh, look, I got Pudge. Here. Pudge is watching. Shit. Yeah, Daddy, that's not creepy. Oof, okay, yeah, that doesn't work. Definitely feels a lot better when I put that light on there. I'm gonna put this one on the other one right away. He is very precious, Babu. He is very soft and adorable. This is like it's too soft almost, because like you start going with the fuzz and then you just can't stop. Yes, he's a good Pudge. Or she. I'm not gonna identify for him or her. Okay, I'll put that there for now. I think what I'm gonna need is some kind of a wall trim here. Search trimmed for it if anything. Well, yeah, so what is he? Well, it says SeaWorld. Yeah, it's a good brand. Afraid is 3 and up, but that's good. I'm good. I won't choke on him, I think. Ohio. Yes. Can you do like the other one? Other dolphin could do tricks. Come on. Oh, maybe the bed. Yay! He does tricks. Yeah, actually we didn't run into any extra snow coming down when we got into the cities, but when we got here there was like well over a foot. But because the weather warmed up, the sun's warmed during the 2 days after it had snowed, most of it had already melted that was on the cars and stuff. It's just that when you got super thick snow and then it like the heat hits it from the sun and it melts it down a little bit, and then a little bit, but it just ends up becoming like thicker and thicker ice snow. So what's left is gonna take a while. But at least they didn't have to worry too much. They didn't have, or they hadn't plowed our parking lot yet, so my car was fine, or at least hadn't done the serious plowing. Yep, I'm in Minnesota. Actually, might be able to. This. Is it thinner one way than the other? Nope, same. Banner? Oh yeah, you probably meant Queen. It's weird to say. You probably did at some point or another. Probably the cons that you probably there's been. I have people come up to me all the time. They're like, I met you at blah blah blah. And I'm like, I can't remember for shit. The cons just kind of zoom right by. Nightmare Nights, I'm guessing. Yeah, our super local con anyway. Yeah, it was Nightmare Nights. Yeah, I wanted to go there some year, but and I was planning on doing it next year, but can't anymore. That really sucks. I thought that was a pretty successful one too. What am I doing here? Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to just like sleeping in. I'm not sure if I'm liking how that's looking right now, but it might just be that it's a combination with everything else. I think once I get everything else lit, it'll be easier to figure out where I'm going. Guys, we should figure out the rest of it before I go too far with that. Like, everything there looks pretty good, but this is meh. So do I want to do a window? No, I don't want to do a window anymore. Window would make it feel a lot more expansive, and I feel like it might be better if I just keep it nice and tight. Actually, no, I'm not going to use this one. This one. I'm not sure. Well, I guess I can go to the ceiling. I'm not sure how far I'm going with some of this, or like what the ceiling's going to be, if I even need a ceiling. I haven't done the camera yet, so I want to kind of leave myself a little bit open. I was kind of thinking about putting more wood beams coming down, but I don't know. So my idea was instead, for behind her, was to put a picture. But as to what picture, I'm not sure. Right now I can just do a frame. These are really bad frames though. There we go. It's perfect. Put that on the wall. It awakens. Oh, rotating picture. Neat. Uh-huh. Ooh. Those are a bit more detailed. This one called Picture Set. Oh, that's a coffee. Okay, I'm gonna go with picture set. I'm building the whole room. Like, so the map that I'm in right now is a big empty box. It's really, really, really big. And I usually like using this one because it's the max Z range. Z range being how far you can visually see. If I go to the back corner here, the game engine can't actually process any further. And I'm just loading in models for it. If I were to use Hammer, which is the actual map editor, I could do a lot of this, or like the building of the walls in there too. But Hammer is very old and buggy, and I hate that program. So, do this instead. Plus I have more control. I don't have to build up things behind here. I can just build up what's visually being seen. But I'm only, I'm like so creative when it comes to a lot of stuff, so it's a lot of guesswork. But I'm trying to get most of the scenes set up. I'm doing lighting here and there just so I keep I'm still maintaining the correct direction for what I have for a thought process. Normally I have an idea for what I want it to look like in my head, but when I actually try to put that down on paper or in here, there's no way I can actually do that shot. In my head it makes sense, but there's nothing that can actually exist. Ooh. Probably should move those walls up. Should I just get rid of that other bookcase? Yeah, I can definitely do that. Not the floor, not the desk. Not the picture wants to be included. This one? Okay, that looks right. That. Not really ceiling. I think it's all I need actually. Okay, and I'm gonna move wall. Make sure I'm not seeing that crease anywhere in here, and I'm not. So that's good. I'm probably gonna have to. Ooh, where's my? I didn't move my beams. Damn it! I know I forgot something. Your beam. Yeah, there it goes. Welcome back, beam. Definitely play with those more. The walls seem very plain up there otherwise. This is where it's like the lack of creativity on my part ends up being plain walls, which I hate. I usually just solve that by throwing shit on them. If it works, it works. Okay. I'm gonna have to change this picture Okay, so she runs the magazine. I wonder if somebody made like a fake magazine cover. Or not. Okay, hold on. Not what I want. Man, that's propaganda. Because I was thinking of like, kind of like People magazine. I could definitely do that and replace people with ponies. Because I would think that that would fit her motif. Like, another word for it sounds right. About having no, I'm thinking Time magazine actually. There we go. Even that. Let's see what this looks like. Low quality, but AOL keyword time. Yep, that's old. Something like this would work. But really, at that point, I could just do that myself. What's the other picture? Oh. Grab stuff from the Paps folder, but it's just the mask stuff anyway. She said call 1. Oof. Hey, sideways. Wow, I got that perfect. Okay, this will at least give me the dimensions I need. Can I rotate the canvas? Well, actually, I don't even care about all that, so this is actually, never mind, I'll make this. I can rotate it in a stupid way. Yeah, it's not. This seems really tall. I'm sure that was right. I guess. Don't need this anymore. Image size, we're gonna jump this up to 1024. Okay, and then I'm just gonna try to recreate some of this, and then I'll just shove Pony in it. So this is red on the borders, so we're gonna make our background red for now. Let's see my amazing Photoshop skills. That might not be even the best way to do it because it's going to give too much on the top and bottom. Like that, maybe. Okay. We need to make that thicker. All right, that looks like okay, so it's just a version of Times New Roman, so I'll just use Times New Roman. Gizmo's Pizza Diet works. A little different. Theirs is more center focus, but I'm not even going to be worried about that. But I don't want to use the same name. There we go. must be perfect. I need that would work, but I don't know if I'd be able to fit an H in there too. That at least plays off a little bit. It looks Egyptian, but sure. And then what do they put at the bottom? Nothing. Okay. Oh, those are different styles for the different ones. Okay. Definitely taller than it would be, but let me see here. See, I think that image was stretched. Yeah, it's going to be condensed a little bit, so I should probably plan for that. I actually test it right now. Oops. That's not actually going to work. Had a moment. Wait, where's my merge? Oh, rasterize type, sure. Merge layers, there we go. Okay. It's gonna be a bump map. I noticed it afterwards. There we go. Let's try that. Okay, that will actually work fine. So it does condense it down a little bit. But that's okay, because if I make the other part of it a little bigger, I can just scrunch it down a little bit to make up for the difference. Well, actually, this is a good way to figure out. Oh, okay. It'll be higher texture quality when I actually put it in post too. So, okay, so we got that. Now we just need to put rarity on there somewhere. I probably would actually make a picture, but for now, I'm just gonna like not care. So we're gonna be like, that's a stupid picture of rarity. That's kind of good, but it's bad. That's poor quality. I just don't know what I'm going to run across. Here we go. Come on, your pixels are only supposed to be... Oops. Where's your picture? Sure. Your pixels aren't the whole thing. Are you lying to me? What? No, I don't think he's 5% vegetable. There we go. Actually, for that is this setup. I'll have to change this to overflow. There's very, very important things going on in this stream. Let's keep it like that. Who cares? It's just already crying. Nope. Oh, I messed that up. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Nope, that's not even the right one I need to do again. Well, first, I need to save my PDF. Not PDF. Work talk. PSD. Nope, actually I did that right too. Get rid of this. I'm going to first scale this up. only can go that big. Damn. So I can't actually make it as big as I want it. Ooh, that's the wrong one. Doing things. Very naughty things. There we go. It's very important. Alright, so I got the lamp. I probably want to... I'm going to put a lamp on her desk too, because I can offset the color. I can actually... I'll dampen the ones in the background and it probably make that brighter then. I did see some that would work. That could work. Maybe. That's too modernist. That's too clean. I don't see her being like antiquing type quality. Maybe I'll go with a more modern one. There we go. Throw some glowstone on there. Done. Right back where I was, wasn't I? Alright, yep. This one just seemed too simple for her. Maybe I'll go for... Oh wait, what was this? Yeah, I'm... Well, since I put that picture back there, I really can't go with Twilight anymore. But even then... Yeah, I don't really like that. It's kind of big, bulky, and ugly. Oh, and I think it's mis... Oh, I can fix the texture issue, but... If it's Fallout, but... The only thing I don't like about it is that in terms of it, it would be sort of distracting. I mean, a lot of the camera is probably going to be, I'm guessing, about 12 seconds long. I can get rid of this part then. In the first half, that's probably going to be just the camera doing... like that. It's too fast still. Yeah, I think I like that more, where I'm not rotating the camera in any way. I'm only moving it. could probably do a little bit of a zoom. No. No, the zoom does not work. You do a zoom and it starts like giving a distorted feeling, which could work for a lot of situations, but in this, I want to make it feel like you're in the room. And then, well, that'd be the first half, but then this would be in camera 1. But then the second half, I don't know why I split this into 2 bits then. I just started at the beginning here. Okay, I don't know. I can see if this will work. I'm gonna take some point here, playhead it. Lens, we're gonna go with an 85. It's gonna be, well, I'm gonna lock it. With something like, because I want to have the camera be under the desk, because I want to make it I don't want to show the desk at all, because if I show the desk at all, the focus becomes a lot of what's on her desk, and I want it to be a focus just on her. So something like that. Okay, that's gonna bug me. I need to fix this. I can only see it when the lights are on. How is this broken? Oh, that's not close enough. Okay. That's an easy fix. Okay, there we go. No more errors. Oh, god damn it. Well, do the other stupid. Oh, I know why. Moving over time. Oh, still doing it. Alright, do fix number 2. There, Aragon. Can't even tell it's there, even though they're technically in front of each other because the lighting's coming from the other angle. Are you able to in SFM where those models depending on how people have uploaded Steam? Well, texture edits are super easy. I can do any texture edits I want, but I have to do it in an outside program. But then SFM only accepts VTF files as textures, So I have to take it into Photoshop, and I have to position it exactly as it was because they're mapped. And then I have to use a VTF edit or some other program to take whatever that texture is, import it into that correct format. Like here, I need to make sure to disable level of detail, which will drop texture quality over distance, which works great for video games. Not so well for when you're trying to make a video that's in detail for stuff like that. So otherwise you get models with like blurry eyes or something. Because as you go further and further away, the texture quality drops. So, yeah. It's a little annoying. There used to be a plugin for Photoshop that allows you to save direct to VTF, but haven't really touched it. But yeah, there's a lot of editing that you have to do outside of SFM too. That's not really a problem. It doesn't bother me. I've kind of just gotten used to it. But like here, because this lamp has culling. Oh, actually, there might be more than that. Might not be able to use this lamp because this doesn't go up all the way. I can't fix that. Funny if people are curious. So like, all I have to do is go into the texture properties for this. Already did that. So I need to open the texture for this. Portal 2. Okay, so this should be this one, right? Pink table lamp. Big lamp, yep. And I'm just gonna go no call one. I think I remember to put 1 or 0. I can't remember what the default is. There we go. See? So culling just makes it so that what texture is visible on one side, which again for video game it's like processing half that many textures. So you ate soup. Okay. Congratulations. Oh, soap. You ate soap. Okay, well that too. Did you just melt it into a soup? Because that would be pretty good. Yeah, that lamp's not gonna work. Well, maybe. I can find another model that's of a similar shape and I can just jam it up there. I don't know if I'm liking the lamp. Might have to do with those back there though, because I could get rid of those like completely and utilize the shadows to even hide the fact that there was ever a ceiling. Ooh. Oh, we can increase the filter size. I did not know that. I guess the desk isn't going to really matter. It's the crown that matters here. I'll move that all the way down. I can light it myself. I don't want to have it lighting underneath the desk there. What? You actually have to build me a few shadows in this. Oh. Kitty. Don't know which way to go. Here, there we go. Kitty. You had to zoom in. That's the best you're gonna do. Cat. Just sitting in the middle of the floor, I guess. It's just Jorky. Like the ex-pecker. Usually it's like plexing out poor dolphin. But I guess not right now. Yeah, I think if I get rid of these ones all together. I think it might actually work better like this. Actually, I think she's home. A friend of hers came over, and they went to go do something. But normally, like, yeah, well, I think it's because I'm warm or something. Because like, lately it's been every day. I like come home, make dinner, and then like kind of just sit with my legs up, and the cat just lays right in my lap because it's nice and warm. Otherwise, like I'll try to set up a blankets on a donut shape, and the cat will just lay right in the middle of it. But like when it comes to like bedtime and like going to sleep, the cat leaves immediately. Like then goes, and we have in my sister's room there's a they call it the kitty castle. So it's just the multi-layer cat tower, and the cat just sleeps on the top of that all night. Yeah, super respected for spending all the time doing something that another program does for you. Yeah. No, that's I do what I can to try to always make sure that the lighting does feel as realistic as possible, but sometimes it's just the engine won't let me, no matter what I do. This one. No, this one. The one nice thing I like about doing it this way, though, is that sometimes realistic lighting isn't what you actually want. It is something that is fake or unreal, and I like having the ability to utilize that a bit more. Oh, there's a Mitch. don't know what that spelled. I think I'm out of shadow lights now, though. Yeah, I am. Okay, that one definitely needs to be shadowed. That one does, and that one does. That's 3. That one doesn't. Alright, cool. Or you can't even tell shadow or not. Screw it then. I think the back wall should be fine. It just doesn't feel right now because I think I need to balance out the lamp a little bit. I could have... Actually, I think I have... I just... Let me put Sweetie Belle in there. Should go. There. Now I need Sweetie Belle too. She is the lamp. Either one evil eye. That you can't see because it's just too evil. Kill it so we can survive. Good lyrics this time. I don't know which is worse. I wish I had the other flexes. Sweetie is not colored right. If you want to see this really creepy is if you do this then. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. It's not creepy. Not at all. Oh, this is gonna be really wrong. Whoa. Oh, sweetie. No matter where we go now, she follows. She's there forever. Ooh. Here's sweetie. Ah. She has no desk. Upon her sister misbehaving, Rarity has decided that Sweetie Belle now should be a desk. Well, she was okay with it. For she is the best desk. Okay, that's this is just lone fucking creepy. What the hell is this? Is this? Whoa. Oh god, it's animated. It's kind of creepy. Just cancels it out. Okay. Okay, I need to delete her. This is getting wrong. Go away. Go away. Bobblehead Sweetie. Sweetie Bellhead. No, that doesn't make any sense either. Anyways, so it is 9:15. I'm already 15 minutes over, so. Hold on. I broke my camera. There, my camera fixed. Okay, now I can delete her again. So yeah. And so I will be done for now. I will be back on Tuesday. Yeah, I don't think anything's going on. With all the conventions, I'm just messed up on my time. How do you spec the global light from spreading all directions? When you make your global light texture or modify a texture, go into here and just click everything that says clamp. If you do that, it will lock it to its bit. It won't extend for infinity on all directions. So you can modify the ones that already exist or when you're making your own. Meow. Oh. Like kitty one slap. Here, you want. Do you make it? Can you do it? Here, look closer. Is that better? There you go. See? Good kitty. He's like, I don't know how I'm gonna lay down here though. You're just gonna find a way. Okay. Nope, that's not gonna work. You're not gonna fit. Okay, well, kitty needs time, I guess. So, no, it's oh, just force your way somewhere. That's nice. Okay. Okay. Stop walking in circles. You know what? What's attention apparently? Yes, you go get it. If he doesn't fit though. He was trying to, but he's got both little feet that didn't get into my leg. Anyways, alright. I gotta go give the cat some TLC, I guess. So, kitty. Cat says keep. Okay, well, at least. Okay, he found a place to sit. You happy now? Okay. Okay. Cat. Oh. What are you doing now? No, don't eat the cord. No, okay, yep, gotta go. He's gonna eat my. Oh, you'd have the other kitty. And then. Okay. And then. Okay.